Welcome back to Sports with the Bone, viewers and subscribers. Now, today we want to take a look at Jose Mourinho, the special one, as he is affectionately called by his supporters. We see where he has managed to claw his way to 2 wins from 2 matches since taking up the managerial post at Tottenham. Now, Mourinho might now be the humbled one instead of the special one. The fact that the league was going on just fine without him means he might not be so special to the league after all. Mark it. The league will be more entertaining with Mourinho being the manager of Tottenham, because we know how passionate he is. We know how he gets on the sideline. We know the battles that will eventually come to the forefront when he goes up against some of the managers in the Premier League. Now, after battling with Manchester United for a couple of seasons, with some players that obviously he wasn't willing to work with, or some players that weren't willing to work with him as it relates to them giving off their best. Now, in his first interview after he was appointed, we noticed that he really made sure that he commended the players based on the work rate that he noticed they would have been putting out throughout the season before he was even appointed. Now, Mourinho also made it clear that there are a whole lot of world-class players in his squad. So we are anticipating the January transfer window to see what Daniel Levy, the manager, the owner of Tottenham, will do. What amount of money will Mourinho be handed to bring in players? Mourinho will most definitely be under some amount of pressure. The fact that the previous manager would have taken them to the Champions League final. The owners most definitely will be expecting Mourinho to get back this Tottenham's season back on track, getting them back to their winning ways. They most definitely will be looking towards finishing in the top 4. The top 2 might be out of it for right now, but I am certain that they will be looking towards finishing in the top 4. But if anybody can do it, I guess it's Mourinho, because he has the resume to go with it. Mourinho has won the Champions League, Europa League, Premier League. He has also won the League Cup. So winning trophy is never a problem for Mourinho. His problem majority of the time is allowing his passion for the game to get the better of him. In allowing his passion to get the best of him, we see where usually Mourinho say majority of the time speak out of turn, say things that are not the best, or things that might not represent his particular club well. So those are some of the things that usually get Mourinho in hot water per se. But where managing is concerned and coaching is concerned, I am most definitely certain that Mourinho will give off his best at Tottenham. we will most definitely see if his best will be good enough, or if his best will bring him another title. So after being appointed as manager, Mourinho had to come up against one of his previous team in Chelsea, and having won the league a couple of times at Chelsea, I am most definitely certain that the spectators and the stakeholders in the club, in the different clubs, they would have been anticipating a matchup like this. And as was expected to somewhat, Mourinho came out victorious with his Tottenham boys. Mourinho's next stop with Tottenham after defeating Chelsea was against Olympiacos in the Champions League, and we actually saw where Mourinho's Tottenham went down 2-0 at halftime, but they were able to come out victorious 4-2 at the end of the game. So, you know, usually a side that is coached and put together by Mourinho, they don't usually let in 2 easy goals or 2 goals before halftime. So one would expect that Mourinho will be tightening up on his back line. So good so far for Mourinho. 2 matches, 2 wins. Now upcoming games, he will be going up against Bournemouth, and then he will be going up against Manchester United. That one should be a mouth-watering clash, seeing that Mourinho would have just left Manchester United. Now, as the season progresses, we are most definitely hoping that Tottenham will look like the Tottenham of last year and probably the year before. Now, when Mourinho took over Tottenham, they were basically on 14 points. You know, they were at 14th in the table and 15 points. With the first game that Mourinho took in charge, Mourinho was at the wheel. They actually moved up to 18 points and jumped all the way up to 8th in the table. So one can say that Mourinho's effect is already being shown. Now, one thing that we cannot overlook is the squad that Mourinho would have inherited. You know, some world-class players are in that squad. Even a couple players are in the squad that Mourinho would have tried to recruit while he was coaching Manchester United. You know, the whole in midfielder Eric Dyer is there, Christian Eriksen, other world-class players like Harry Kane, Son, Lucas Moura, you know, Dele Alli, who seems to be finding his form again. So there are a whole lot of world-class players that Mourinho will have to work with. So this season is shaping up good with Mourinho at the wheel now. I am most definitely certain that the Premier League will be more interesting, you know, because of the whole passion that Mourinho brings to the table. So we are here to see how best Mourinho will be able to turn around this Tottenham season. So as the season progresses, we will most definitely keep an eye at what is happening over by Tottenham. As I said before, we will be looking out to see what is going to be happening in the January transfer window, because knowing Mourinho, I am certain that he will be looking to sharpen up his back line. You know, he will be looking to probably get in another defensive midfielder. So probably he will be looking cover for Danny Rose playing left back there. So there are a couple spot there that based on Mourinho's style of play, we know that he will be looking to bring some cover in. But things are looking good thus far, as they would say. So far so good, because I mean he has one of the best goal scorer in the world right now in Harry Kane. So as the season progresses, we are going to keep an eye at what is happening. So until next time, big up yourself, viewers and subscribers.